Hi, good morning. We'll start the session now. The last session, we started about the introduction to the software testing, the very beginning topic, introduction to software testing. The overview I want to give it is. So when you go for the software testing, generally, software testing is nothing but technical definition we have. It is a combination of verification and validation. It is a combination of verification and validation or software testing performed to ensure client business requirements in developed software. Software testing performed to ensure whatever client business requirements are there. So those are fulfilled or not in the system. Further, we go for testing it is. Or in other words, we can say software testing is a process used to identify correctness, completeness, and to measure quality of developed software. So the different ways we can say it is. Now, what is the meaning of correctness? Of any software, what are the features are implemented? Those features are working as per our expectations or not. This kind of activity, nothing but we are going to call validation activity. Completeness, check that all the client business requirements, all the client business requirements are covered or not in developed software. That is verification activity. A validation means implemented features are working or not. Validation means so what are the features are implemented are working or not. Verification means everything is covered or not. That's in simple. And remember, verification nothing but a completeness. Validation nothing but a correctness. Then how you define the quality software? There is no specific metrics or measurements to define the quality software. Then how we can say it is? So generally, two persons perspective, we can define the quality of the software. Who are the two persons here? One is producer, other one is end user. So who is producer? Producer nothing but my here. So the team which is involved to develop the software. The team which is involved to develop the software. The called producer team we are going to say. The team which is involved to develop the software. End user means the finally the person who is going to use the software. The finally the person who is going to use the software. Now, these two persons perspective, we can say like this. From producer point of view, when application fulfilled with all the client requirements, on end user point of view, when application fit for use, then it is considered as quality software. From producer point of view, when application fulfilled with all the client requirements, from end user point of view, when application fit for use, then it is considered as quality software. That is a producer means the team which is involved to develop the software. The team which is involved to develop the software. Now, end user means finally the person who is going to use the software. Finally, the person who is going to use the software. However, some major factor depends on the quality of the software. One is budget. Generally, when you are going to start developing the software, there will be some agreements with the client. So, how much cost we are going to take to develop the software? Make sure within the specified cost, we have to develop the software. Right? Second thing, time. If client expecting the project within 8 months of time, make sure we have to deliver the software within the 8 months it is. Within 8 months it is. Right, next one, reliability. Whichever software we are going to deliver, whichever software we deliver, that should meet client requirements and expectations. That's the reliability we are going to call. Meet client requirements and expectations. Right. So second thing, meet client expectations. See, what is the difference between requirements and expectations? Requirements are nothing but in terms of functionalities. In terms of functionalities. Whereas expectations means non-functionality. That means like a performance, how much time it is taking to complete particular transaction, how much memory, security, compatibility, user interface, usability, etc. So that's an example I given. If I go for the Gmail and Yahoo Mail, both are related to the mail communication domain. Mail communication domain. Now, most of us we are going to prefer the Gmail, even though both are having the similar features, but where the expectations are going to be matches more in the Gmail compared to the Yahoo Mail. That's the reason we are going to prefer the Gmail. Then we discussed in the last class what are the advantages of the software test. Why we have to go for software test. So without testing, how we can say that we are giving the right software to the customer? So testing is important, right? No? Testing is important. Now, so once you go for testing, it will help to deliver the reliable software to the customer. We can able to deliver the right software to the customer. Second thing, it will help to stay in a business. Software company point of view, it will help to deliver. So It will help to stay in business. Suppose company point of how it is, if you deliver the right software to the customer, whenever customer satisfied with your service, your company will get the good reputation in the market, so that more orders are going to get, more business we can do it is. Next one, it will improve the quality of the software by resolving defects in application. Quality is going to improve. It will help to deliver bug-free software to the customer. Reduce the maintenance cost for a project. These are the advantages we have when you go for the software testing. Right. Is it clear? Any doubts are there up to here? Up to here only we discussed the last class. Right. Sabi, is it clear? Any doubts are there? Hello? Can you hear me? Sabi, is it clear? Hello? Sabi, are you able to hear me? Okay. Sabi, are you there?
Yes.
Is it any doubts are there in the previous concepts? You can use, if you have any disturbance, you can use chat box also.
Yeah,
So, but
sure. No, I don't have any doubt for that.
now, so what is software testing? Then why we have to go for software testing? These are the points we discussed. What is software testing? Then why software testing? The advantage of the software testing. Okay. Now, difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. This is one of the commonly asked interview question. What is the difference between error, defect, bug, and failure? Now, error. Error means it is a human mistake which is identified in programs level or source code of the application. It is a human mistake which is identified in source code or programs level of the application. That is syntax error and logical errors we are going to call. Now try to understand my here. What is the difference between logical error and syntax error? If you have some programming, it makes sense, easy to understand, but non-IT background need to understand it is. Suppose I have the actual requirement is like this: A plus B multiplied with C. A plus B multiplied with C. That is the actual requirement. When I ask the one developer here, he written like this: A star B plus C is given. Another developer written here A plus B multiplied C. Here both developers did mistakes. Both developers did mistakes. So what are those here? First one where we are going to as a logical error. Second one where we call as a syntax error. Logical error and syntax error. So what is the meaning of logical error? Understand. given instruction is understandable, but which generate the wrong output to you, which will generate the wrong output. So if a given instruction is understandable, but it produces the wrong output, then it is called logical error we are going to come. The given instruction is not able to understand. That means you are not written in proper format. Then it is called syntax error. So understand the error is the vocabulary which is related to the program's level or source code of the application. Program's level or source code of the application. Right. Next one, defect. What is meaning of defect? Defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. Defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. Now, it is a deviation between expected to actual result in AUT. No, understand here. I'm not saying in the code level, the application level of AUT means application already developed, which is given for testing. There's a AUT means application under test. That is AUT. Okay, it is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT application under test. Let us consider an example here. AUT application under test or system under test. System under test. Okay. The scenario here, I have the multiplication I want to do. So in this calculator, I want to do the multiplication. Functionality I want to test. If I want to go for the multiplication functionality, some procedure required or not? Some components I need to press. The procedure we are going to write. This is nothing but test cases. Like this, we are going to write. When I go for the same way operating this one, so 45 I got. Instead of 45, maybe I got the 14 here after performing this operation. The expected result is 45, but actual result which I got 14. Status failed. Status failed. Okay. So what is the defect here? Application functionality not working. Multiplication functionality not working. Okay, like this. Okay, so another example. Now if I go for the application like this, So my scenario here, I want to test the login functionality. How I want to test? Without enter the username, without enter the password, I want to check the login functionality. If suppose, ma'am, if I am going to test the login functionality without using login credentials, what is the expected result? Unsuccessful login operation and error message should be displayed. Unsuccessful login operation and error message should be displayed. Right. Now we'll see. If I click on submit, how is responding? Login successfully. Login successfully, it is saying that. It is a deviation or not. This is also a defect, it is. So like this. Now, goal of the test engineer is to identify defects. So what is your goal as a test engineer when application given to you? Your goal is to identify the defects. But who has to solve it is? That is not by you, developers. The goal of testing is to identify the defects. To identify the defects. Okay. So when those are resolved, the software quality improves. The goal of testing is to identify defects. When those are resolved, then quality improves. Now bug. What is the meaning of bug here? As a test engineer, whenever you identified any defects, you are not responsible to solve the defects. You are going to inform to the developers. So developers will do the review on the defects. If they accepted, then it is called a bug it is. That means, ma'am, confirmed defects, nothing but we are going to call bugs it is. In simple, all the bugs are going to be defects. All the bugs can be defects. But all the defects may not be the bugs it is. Some maybe by misunderstanding requirements, you got the deviation while testing the application. Therefore, testing may do mistakes, right? That's the reason. What is the bug miss here? Defects which are accepted by the developers. That means confirmed defects. Those are called as bugs. Okay, failure. What is failure means? If a defects are reached to the end user or client, then it is called failure software. Now understand failure software, I'm saying that failure functionality is not there. Generally, we can't say it is. One component or one feature is not working, we're not going to say failure. The majority of the business transactions, you are unable to perform. You are unable to perform. Then it is called failure software. The failure is the whole system related. Okay, that means more number of defects will cause the system failure. More number of defects will cause the system failure. So whenever defects are reached to the end user, then it is called failure software. More number of defects will cause the system failure. Right? So is it clear? Any doubts are there? Sabhi, is clear? Any doubts are there? So, what is the error? Defect, bug, and failed. There is no much difference between the defect and bug. But here, once developers are accepted about defects which are reported, then those are called bugs. That means valid defects. We call as bugs. It is. Okay. Next one. Some of the major activities in software company. Some of the major activities in software company. First one, coding. First activity will be coding. What is the meaning of coding? Writing the programs. Writing the programs using either programming languages or scripting languages. Either using programming languages or scripting languages in order to develop the software is called coding. Understand? Writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software is called coding. Who is the responsible for the coding? Developers. Developers are the responsible. Now, generally, programming languages like Java, .NET, Visual Basic, these are comes under programming languages. Scripting languages means like HTML, XML, PHP, JavaScript. They are the scripting languages. Now, the programming languages which are used to develop the Windows-based applications, whereas web-based applications are to develop, they're going to use the scripting languages. They use the scripting languages. Okay. There's a coding. Coding means simple. Writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software is called coding. Once coding is completed, then application given to the separate testing team, where testers are the responsible to test the software. That is the software testing. Once the software is developed, that will be given to the separate testing team, where testers are the responsible to test the application as per the client requirements. That's called software testing. But generally, whenever we go for the testing here, so what is our goal while test the software? To identify the defects. Whenever we identify the defects, then what we have to do? We need to inform to the development team. Development team will be there. For this team, we have to inform. So this is the activity where we are going to call more defect reporting. That is notifying about the defects to developers. Notifying about the defects to developers is called defect reporting. Once defects are reported, then developers are the responsible to solve the defects. Where before going to solve the defects, they go for the debugging. What is the meaning of debugging? Analyzing source code of the application in order to identify root cause for a defect. In order to identify root cause for a defect is called debugging. Analyzing source code of the application in order to solve the defects is called root cause. So analyzing root cause for why this defect is raised, where they did a mistake. That analysis where we are going to call debugging. After that, they go for the bug fixing. Bug fixing means modify the source code of the application in order to solve the defect. It's called bug fixing or bug resolving. Okay, more like this. After the bugs are resolved, the development team again release the modified application to the testing team. This is the process. Okay. So so some of the major activities in software company. Coding. Coding means writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software is called coding. Writing the programs using either programming or scripting languages in order to develop the software is called coding. Who is the responsible? Developers. So, as I given, in general, programming languages are used to develop the Windows desktop-based applications, whereas scripting languages are used to develop the web-based applications. Web-based application, which applications we can able to open using browsers? Those we are going to call web-based applications. Then testing. Once application developed, that will be delivered to separate testing team where test engineers will validate the application as per the client specifications is called testing. Then defect reporting, notifying about the defects to developers is called defect reporting. It is performed by test engineers. Then debugging, that is analyzing source code of the application in order to identify root cause for a defect. So why this defect is raised? Where they did mistake while writing the program. That analysis where we are going to call. So debugging. It is performed by developers. Then bug fixing. Modifying source code of the application. Modifying source code of the application in order to solve the defects is called bug fixing. Right. Now, as a test engineer, where we are going to do major activities, testing and defect report. These are the two our job related activities. Testing, defect reporting. Now, if I go for types of testing, in general, we have the two ways we are going to perform testing. One is called manual testing, other one is automation testing. Let us understand. Manual testing means without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify the actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. So without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. Understand? Now, no tool directly. So diagrammatically try to understand. If I want test this next button, how we can go for the manual test? This is the application under test or system under test, gmail.com. Which one I want test here? Next button. If I want test the next button, what I do? First, I am going to prepare the test case. Simple, understandable way. How I need to test the next button, step by step, I am going to write. That is called test case we are going to follow. So first you are going to prepare the test cases. Then as per that, you operate application. Observe the behavior. So how we responding? Based on that, we are going to say test status in terms of pass or fail. This is what the manual testing. Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. But advantage point of it is simple, easy to perform. But disadvantage point of view, it will take some more time. There is a disadvantage, major disadvantage. Right now, so types of software test. In general, there are two types of approaches where organization follows to validate applications. One is manual testing, other one is automation testing. What is manual testing? Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. For manual testing, we prepare test cases and those are used to validate application. Okay. Test case describes the validation procedure of a specific requirement or functionality in application. Suppose I want test the next button. How the test case is going to be like this. Observe my here. First step. What I given here. Step one. So click on next button without enter the email. What is the expected result? Error message should be displayed. Step 2. Enter the invalid email. Click on next. Again error message should be displayed. Step 3. Enter the valid email. Click on next. Ask for the password. So same way I need to do the operation, the application. Observe the response. Basically we are going to give the step status in terms of pass or fail. This is what the test case looks like. Then automation testing. Now see that automation testing directly we are not going to interact the application. What we do, some tool we can use it is test engineer AUT. Some tool we are going to use here. What is the tool here? So Selenium we can use, or QTP you can use, or Tosca you can use, or Playwright you can use, or Winrunner tool you can use, like this. This time, simple to say that automating human activities in order to validate the application is called automation testing. Automating human activities in order to validate the application is called automation testing. Whereas automation testing can be performed using either programming languages or scripting languages or using any one of the third-party automation tools like Selenium, QTP, Tosca, Test Complete, QError, etc. But whenever you go for the automation testing, we have to develop the automation test script using corresponding language. Suppose you're using QTP, we have to go for the VB script. So if you're using the WinRun TSL, transaction scripting language. If you're using Tosca means TQL, Tosca query language. If you're using Selenium, either one of these languages, Java, Python, C Sharp, Ruby, JavaScript, like this, we can prefer. Okay, either one. If I use the playwright, JavaScript, Python also will be preferred, like this. So required skill set for QA tester. You want to get a job as a test engineer. Now where we need to update your skill set. This is a fundamental thing I had to know. So technical skills are knowledge and manual testing concepts. Knowledge and manual testing concepts. Knowledge on any one of the automation tool like Selenium, QTP, Tosca. The knowledge on any one of the defect reporting tool like Jira or Quality Center or ALM. There are first three are the mandatory. If you want to shortlist your resume, so in India, I am saying that this type of skill set is mandatory. Without having the knowledge on the automation, nowadays it is difficult to shortlist our resume. So yesterday I started automation testing batch. Almost 4 members or 5 members are joined. We're already working on manual testing, having like a 4 years of experience, 6 years of experience. Now they joined for the Selenium because they want to change the company. So any company nowadays they ask in the automation, do you have the automation knowledge or not? Only manual testing is not sufficient. So apart that, if you have the little bit of programming knowledge, the MS Office, database concept, API testing concept, add advantage, not mandatory. Having those things it will make you more weightage for your resume. But I will go to explain sometime some database concepts and API concepts introduction I will give. Introduction to the API testing, introduction to the database concepts I will explain. Okay. Then good analytical skills, good communication skills, good attitude. So these are the things you should have to get a job as a test engineer. Okay. Survey is a clear one. There is a class for us today. First chapter, introduction to the software testing. What we learned here, once again, you see what topics we discussed here. What is software testing is covered. Advantage software testing is covered. Difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure completed. Some of the major activities. Now here there is a clarity. What is testing is different. Debugging is different. Intention is different. Okay. Then types of software testing. Finally, required skill set for QA tester we discussed. Is this clear? Now, survey I given the WhatsApp number there. So try to send your mail ID to the WhatsApp number, and we are going to. I will send the link to you to attend the session at 9 o'clock. 9:10 it's going to start. You can join that. Sorry, 8:10. So within 10 minutes another batch. So manual testing only. So few topics where black testing methodologies I am discussing that topic. You can continue there. But today is the last class for the free classes. But tomorrow you want to continue, you need to pay the fees. Registration completed, then notes and recording sessions will be shared with you. Sabhi, are you there? Hello. Give the message to me in the WhatsApp, ma, so that I will add you into the group also. Sabhi, is it clear? I'm not getting answer. You are in mute. Can you unmute and tell me? Hello? Sabhi, are you there? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, it's my skin got frozen.
Okay. So is it clear? Topics which I explained, is it clear?
Sorry.
The topics which we discussed so far, is it clear?
Uh-huh.
I'm asking. Is it clear? Any
Yes,
doubts
it
are
it
there?
is clear. Yeah.
Okay. Second
I
thing.
know a little bit of manual testing.
Okay.
Like it's kind of I didn't do practically, but it seems like there is a software which we need to check verification,
Okay.
validation, and whatever developer completed, and they will provide you some test procedure, and you have to test accordingly, right? But I didn't have any experience to doing that, but I
Okay.
know that theoretically.
Okay. Next thing, I given my WhatsApp number in the chat box. Try to
Okay,
send your mail ID so that I will send the another link to join now. Eh,
okay,
8:15 you have to join the batch.
okay, okay,
So the chat box it is there.
okay. I send my number.
Mm, Give your mail ID there. The WhatsApp.
Oh, mail ID, not phone number, right? Okay, okay.
Because
Sorry.
phone number automatically I will get when you give the message. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Next thing, today is that free class is completed. Tomorrow you need to register for the classes.
Oh, okay, okay, sure.
You got the number? I'm ending the session now.
Okay. Yeah, I send my email address to you.
Okay. Now join it without fail. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye.